Hey, welcome in. Well, Jussie Smollett has been found guilty, as obviously he was going to be, and this has proved to be embarrassing for a number of notable people and organizations. And we're going to get to a bunch of examples in a second. But first, here we have an article from MSNBC. Now, they didn't cover this at all in their primetime coverage. Their hosts are not interested in this story at all, but they do have something on their website. And it says here, Jussie Smollett being found guilty of hoax will hurt LGBT folks reporting hate crimes. And underneath it says, Jussie Smollett guilty verdict will be used by Trump supporters to prove Democrats wrongly label them villains. So let's see, the trial where the guy was proven to have falsely accused Trump supporters, which was immediately championed by Democrats, will be used to wrongly label them villains. Huh. I wonder why they might do that. I wonder why they might recognize reality. Isn't that strange? I guess they need to watch more MSNBC. And as for this, the Jussie Smollett being found guilty of hoax will hurt LGBTQ folks reporting hate crimes. Maybe media complicity in pushing hoaxes in the first place. Maybe that's bad. It was the narrative that they liked, so they just ran with it, recklessly. Leftist media not showing any integrity right from the word go. And when the media jumps on it, it gives permission to everybody to just jump on it. Here's Maxine Waters in 2019, dedicated to finding Jussie Smollett's culprits and bringing them to justice. Well, she did get her wish. The culprit has been brought to justice. Yeah, Biden and Harris's thoughts on it didn't age very well. Let's see, Biden tweeted, or somebody tweeted for Biden, quote, "What happened today to Jussie Smollett must never be tolerated in this country. We must stand up and demand that we no longer give this hate safe harbor, that homophobia and racism have no place on our streets or in our hearts. We are with you, Jussie." And this is the same guy who called Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist with no evidence. Harris, meanwhile, branded the ordeal a modern-day lynching. Well, again, thank God the culprit's been caught, right? Here's another politician, Senator Gillibrand, called Jussie Smollett incident sickening and outrageous. True on both of those counts, just not in how the way you were hoping it was going to be. And keep in mind, these people are not happy that it was a hoax. They'd be much happier if it really happened, because it's part of the narrative that they profit off of. Let's see, Nancy Pelosi, she wasn't going to be left out. The racist, homophobic attack on Jussie Smollett is an affront to our humanity. No one should be attacked for who they are or whom they love. I pray that Jussie has a speedy recovery and that justice is served. May we all commit to ending this hate once and for all. And then her jaw fell off and her eye shot out of her head because she's an ancient ghoul. Let's see, Bernie Sanders loves hate crimes too. He says Jussie Smollett attack was sign of surging hostility towards minorities. Or not. Or he just says whatever he has to say to keep race hustlers happy. And there is a lot of harm in pushing this stuff. It makes people hysterical and insane. How about Ellen Page? This is from 2019 when Ellen Page was still Ellen Page. But anyway, Ellen Page tearfully condemns Jussie Smollett attack and the Trump administration. And that's why they ran with this, because it was everything they wanted. It was just right along the narrative. This was perfect for making unstable people hysterical. This is what happens, Page said on The Late Show, if you're in a position of power and you hate people and you want to cause suffering to them. You go through the trouble. You spend your career trying to cause suffering. What do you think is going to happen? This needs to F and stop. Yeah, the hoaxes need to stop. Agreed. And apparently she's talking about Trump here. Is she aware that he was the first president to enter office who was for gay marriage? Is she aware that the Republican convention, he held up a pride flag on the stage and the audience cheered? No, of course not. Because to be aware of that, you'd have to pay attention, get out of your bubble, and expose yourself to hearing things that don't conform with your pre-approved notions. But anyway, let's see. Robin Roberts said her Jussie Smollett interview was one of the most challenging of her career. Why? Because she was trying to keep from laughing while she pushed a destructive hoax onto the public? Yes, this aged badly. Very badly indeed, this interview. Do you remember that? Remember how she was at the end? She was like, beautiful, beautiful. After Jussie Smollett had used his acting on her. I got to admit, though, he was pretty good. I mean, he even had the media literally helping him. Jussie Smollett reveals CNN's Don Lemon warned him via text in 2019 that cops didn't believe his account of the attack. And now he's being accused of unethical behavior because he's unethical, right? But they just wanted this to be true so badly. And then there's this, the final, that didn't age well. Jussie Smollett, 2010, mocked liars. Bullshit isn't that hard to smell. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. And that's really the thing. It really isn't. This story was obviously ridiculous from the start. Everybody can smell it. Everybody we've gone through could smell it. And they all pretended they couldn't. They all pretended they were smelling a rose when they knew that they were smelling a turd. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.